Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Well, She-Hulk, episode 1 on Disney Plus. Did it live up to the hype? Let's talk about it. This is a series that I have been very excited to check out ever since I first heard about it, maybe a month ago or what have you. She-Hulk is one of those characters that I fell in love with as a kid reading the comic books, and I always enjoyed seeing her in Marvel comic books, either as a temporary member of the Avengers or guest starring in another character's comic. I always enjoyed Jennifer Walters' character in Marvel Comics, and I'm very excited to see her being realized in the MCU. So, episode 1 came out on Disney Plus. As of the time I'm recording this video, it was dropped very early this morning. I caught it in the wee hours of the morning. It was about 38 minutes, and I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to cut to the chase here and just tell you what I think about this episode. I really enjoyed the episode. It's a nice, fun beginning to what I hope to be a really fun series to watch. Now, I'm going to be covering all 9 of these episodes during this first season of She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney Plus. And I'm not going to be doing full reviews of these episodes or a full review of the series. This is the type of series that I just want to take in, sit back, relax, and just enjoy and just take it for what it is and not get, too caught up into it from a critical standpoint. I just want it to be entertaining and fun and funny and to just be a nice ride. And this first episode is an early indication that that's exactly what I'm going to get out of this series. So, She-Hulk, of course, is Jennifer Walters. She is the younger cousin of Bruce Banner, who is, of course, the Hulk. Bruce Banner is played by Mark Ruffalo in the MCU movies, and he's playing and reprising this role in this TV series, She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney Plus. I really enjoyed the first episode in the way that it sets up the She-Hulk character in the MCU. We see the origin story of her character, how she becomes a Hulk, and of course, older cousin Bruce is mentoring her on what it means to be a Hulk. I mean, there's a lot that goes into being a Hulk and managing your alter ego. And of course, we find out that Jennifer Walters is a little bit different. She's a slightly different kind of Hulk than her older cousin. And you just sort of see that back and forth banter between the two. I think they have a really nice chemistry, at least from what I'm seeing so far. And Tatiana Maslany, I believe, is how we pronounce her name. Tatiana Maslany plays Jennifer Walters in this series, and she, I believe, has a nice chemistry with Mark Ruffalo, who plays Bruce Banner in the Hulk, at least based on this first episode. So I feel like it's a promising start. I like the way that they set up the origin. It's a little silly, but you know what? You take it for what it is. It's a comic book story, so you just have to kind of roll with it, That car crash scene that was teased last week on IMDb and on YouTube, it happens very early on in this episode, and it sort of establishes the origin of her character. So she's an attorney, and so she's balancing, okay, how do I balance being a Hulk with being a lawyer? How do I make all of this work? How does my life work now? And how can I perhaps take advantage of this new persona and this new situation that I'm in now that I can, Hulk out and become this superpowered character? And do I want to be a superhero, or do I just want to be an attorney? These are the kinds of issues that you sort of start to get exposed to as you're watching this first episode. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I think it's going to set up for a very interesting series. I don't know who the villain's going to be in this series. I'm not sure, where the story is going to go. But I think this first episode was a promising start in establishing her character, showing the origin of her character in the MCU, showing the relationship between her and Bruce Banner, her cousin, Mark Ruffalo, and that interaction, how he's helping her, cope with being a Hulk and controlling her powers and cope with how to operate in the world and being careful because, with great power comes great responsibility. That quote is not used in this episode, but it's really true that if you are a Hulk and you have the powers of the Hulk, I mean, my gosh, you could, destroy a lot of property. You can hurt people if you're not careful. So he trains her on that. He teaches her all those things. So I found that really interesting. And I think she's going to be a very fun character to watch in these 9 episodes. I have no idea where the story is going to go in terms of the villain or the other characters that will be integrated in here, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Disney does with Jennifer Walters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I think She-Hulk episode 1 is off to a good start. I'm looking forward to seeing more of what Marvel has in store for us in this series. And in each of these episodes, I'm going to come on here pretty much raw and uncut and just share with you my thoughts and feelings on the episode. Not a full review, just share with you, here's how I feel about it, here's what I think about it. And in this first episode, I really, really dig it, and I'm looking for more. But let me know in the comments section below, what do you think about She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law episode 1? Did you like it? Did you enjoy this first episode of this series? Are you a fan of She-Hulk from the comic books like I am? Do you remember reading about her in the Marvel comics as a kid, or even recently? Are you familiar with the character? Let me know all things She-Hulk in the comments section. I'm wearing my Avengers shirt. I'm in the spirit. Let's do this She-Hulk thing. I'm excited about it. This is my first TV series that I will be watching in a long time. I don't watch a lot of TV series. I'm mostly a movie person. So for me, this is going to be something, new to dive into. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, Breaking Bad, Bates Motel, but all those TV shows have had their run. And in recent years, I haven't really latched on to a TV series that has got me hooked. I'm hoping this one does that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back next week to talk about episode 2. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time with the movies. Peace.